Hi all, welcome to my channel, KTB Today I just wanted to go over some of the parts of the KTB which are quite handy and useful to know. Allows you to search on the internet for those terms specifically to find what you need. But it's also, this is how people in South Korea knows what these bows are and what parts are called. So I'm going to start from one end and make my way down. So first of all, this part of the bow, a lot of people will call it a siya, but in Korea this part is known as the Goja. The pointy bit here at the end, which holds a string, that is known as Yangnyanggoja. And there's a name for the ridge here at the back, but I forgot what it is at the moment. I'll try and put it as a comment. The string pads, everybody calls them string pads, string blocks. These are called Dogoji, and they are consumable. You can buy spares, so if they do pop off, it's not, it's they're replaceable. Coming down the bow, the bow's got different terms for different parts of the curve. I don't know what they are. They've got names for the whipping. I don't know what they are, but I've learned kind of the names off the pits that are, for me important in terms of buying replacements and knowing what they are. So the arrow pass again is another consumable. On the YMG here, it's still the original arrow pass. I haven't changed it. On all my other bows, for example here the Chuljeonpi, I've replaced it with ray skin, which is more durable. But on the YMG I'm still on the original arrow pass. So the name of a arrow pass in Korean is Chuljeonpi. Chuljeonpi. And again, these are consumable items. They're not meant to last forever, and especially when you're new to using a KTB, even a new KTB to you, it is likely that you will get a lot of friction going through, and it might wear through quite quickly. It will always wear through. It's just a matter of time. So depending on your form, on how much arrow slap you get, how much friction, how much contact, it might wear quicker or it might take longer to do so. So different bows, different quality of leather, depends. I mean, I know in some cases you could go through it within a day because the leather is very, very soft and there's a lot of contact. And in other times, like with my Daylight Majesty, it took a good 10 months or so, 10 months, it's 8 to 10 months for it to wear for me before I replaced it. So, it all depends. And the next part of the bow here is the grip, and this is comprised of two different parts. So the inside core, in the case of the YMG, it's a hard rubber. That's called the Jumtong. And different bows have different types of Jumtong. So with YMG, for example, it's hard rubber. It was also hard rubber with the case of the Jeolgung. In the case of the Cheonji and the Mujin and the SMG, that all come in some sort of foam that again is another consumable, and it has a name, so I'll try and put the name in the video. And I've got some on order actually, just to build up some bows. So these are basically square blocks that get glued together, rectangular blocks, and then you carve to fit your hand. So this one came in originally quite squarish. Since then I've carved it down a bit to fit my hand better, and it's still quite, you can see there, it's slab-sided, but I don't mind it, and it kind of shoots well for me. On the YMG, it's already pre-carved, pre-shaped, and it only then just needs the covering. So which brings us to the yellow rubber covering here. the cover strip is called the Jumpi. And there's different types of Jumpi. So this is like kind of rough ridge, kind of good grip. I like this one very, very much. On the Chuljeonpi, I've got this one, which is called like a hexagonal one, which it isn't really. It's just like bobbly bits. But the plastic or the rubber in these are very, very hard. And I had an issue last year where one of the edges around the back here was a bit too sharp, and it gave me a callus and then ripped it off from the base of my pinky. So on preference, I prefer this type than this type, but I think there's also other different types of Jumpi. So there you go. So just to recap, Yangnyanggoja, the Goja, not Siya. That's a bit of a bugbear for me when people refer to this part as a Siya. Siya is a term from Ottoman archery, whereas in Korean archery this is the Goja. Dogoji for the string bridge, and then Chuljeonpi for the arrow pass, consumable, and then we have the Jumtong and the Jumpi covering it. So there you go. A few nice, little terms to know. And like I said, there's a name for every single part of the curvature of the bow for different sections. For the string, for the leather hoodies, I can't remember what it's called. And the stickers, the Chiljidanjang. And these stickers are basically, the patterns on these stickers are traditional symbols and patterns that have been used in historical times, and it's a bit of a tradition. So it's I do like them. Adds a bit of colour to the bow. So this one's just got that kind of a red and white pattern. I know YMG also do a kind of a blue version of this, and on the Chuljeonpi, for example, they've got a symbol, I don't know if you can see it there clearly, there we go, of a three-legged crow known as the Samjok-O, which is a mythical creature from Asian mythology. It features in several countries. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.